Welcome everybody to ICCF's International Conservation Inauguration Gala. We are so pleased that you could be here with us tonight to recognize outstanding conservation leadership and to welcome and celebrate a new administration in Congress. So thank you for bearing with the security and the traffic. So congratulations for getting through. Since the time of Teddy Roosevelt, the United States has been building a world-class system of national parks and protected areas, as well as an outstanding models of public-private partnerships to conserve natural wealth, which drives our economic prosperity. In many parts of the world, however, appropriate systems and partnerships are not in place to advance sustainable development of natural resources. And this results in practices such as poaching, wildlife trafficking, illegal mining and forestry, and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, all of which hamper economic growth, security, and people's livelihoods. But we are here tonight to celebrate good models of natural resource wealth management, models that can now show us how to do development in a way that is both sustainable for wildlife and wild places, and also our growing population as it grows from 7 to 9 to potentially 11 billion people. For more than 10 years, ICCF has worked with the leadership of the U.S. Congressional International Conservation Caucus, and more recently with the Oceans Caucus, to establish a new model of international conservation and development as part of a bipartisan agenda in the U.S. Congress. Members of the caucuses are working across the aisle, bilaterally and multilaterally, to develop policies and encourage practices to apply law and order to the sustainable utilization of natural resources around the world. Our caucus co-chairs in the U.S. Congress will soon speak tonight about many of our achievements over the past 10 years on international conservation and development policy. But I'd like to just take a moment to talk about what we've been able to accomplish in the last year abroad. The ICCF's umbrella organization, the ICCF Group, has recently facilitated the establishment of new conservation caucuses in 7 countries in Africa and 2 in Latin America. In 2016, parliamentary caucuses in Malawi, Mozambique, and Zambia, with ICCF support, each passed stronger new legislation to combat illegal wildlife trafficking. And the ICCF Group, supported by the Colombian Conservation Caucus, many of which whose leaders are here tonight from Colombia, they supported the adoption of a new law restricting the use of mercury in mining, and now are assisting with the development of comprehensive new mining laws. At the same time, our in-field program, ICCF's International Conservation Corps, made up of veterans of U.S. and Canadian agencies, have conducted tremendous work in national parks in Khao Yai National Park in Thailand, in many parks in Colombia, and working with communities on wildlife protection in Naibunga Conservancy in Kenya, to name a few, working in other places like Mongolia and throughout the Caribbean. None of these successes would have been possible without the extraordinary leadership demonstrated by policymakers here in the U.S. and abroad who are committed to sustainably managing their natural resources for current and future generations, as well as the engagement of the private sector, which is so necessary and such a key component to creating sustainable development because they generate the wealth creation and the jobs. So we'd like to especially thank our following partners who we've been working with, some for many, many years, here in Washington and abroad, and share the great successes we've had both policy-wide and in the field together. So I'd like to thank Quicken Loans, who sponsored tonight's VIP reception, our founding conservation partners, Wildlife Conservation Society and the Nature Conservancy, who we've worked with for many, many years since the beginning. .3M, who's been with us, I think, for 10 years, a new partner, Alliance One International, African Wildlife Foundation, which has been with us for 10 years, a new partner, Africa Parks, America Forest and Paper Association, which has been with us for 10 years, Bumblebee Seafoods, the Global Environment Facility, which we've worked in partnership on the ground and in capitals around the world for the last 8 years, the Greg Carr Foundation, International Paper, which is our first corporate partner, so we're very thankful to International Paper. Thank you. JP Morgan Chase, Pelagic Data Systems, PG&E, which has been a long time, 8-year, 10-year partner, Pike Electric, Qualcomm, Rainforest Alliance, which has been with us since the beginning, Rare Species Fund, and Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, which everybody knows as they are winding down. They're going to be coming near Washington. I encourage everybody. Tom Albert's around here somewhere. You've got to go and lobby to get tickets for him. So, SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, which is a very big partner. Shire, the Coca-Cola Company, which is not only was our first corporation to support us here in the U.S., Latin America, and in Africa. Unilever, which has been with us since the beginning. Volkswagen Group of America, which has been a wonderful partner for many years, and now working on great new partnerships and strategies coming out of their deal with the government. Vulcan, which is a new partner, and Walton Family Foundation, which we've worked from the beginning with on oceans. So thank you for all those corporate institutional partners. Then there's some great individual supporters here tonight who have been wonderful for many years. George O'Neill, Diane and David Black, Karen and Bill French, Jory Butler Kent, Anna Mann, Dame Jillian Sackler, Teddy and Connie Roosevelt, Ron Ulrich, and Greg Carr. So thank you so much for all of those. Now I'm going to give you a list of countries whose ambassadors or charge d'affaires are here tonight with us, many who are members of our Conservation Council of Nations: Antigua and Barbuda, Belgium, Belize, Botswana, Chile, the People's Republic of China, Colombia, Costa Rica, the European Union, Gabon, Germany, Guatemala, Israel, Italy, Malawi, Mali, Malaysia, Mexico, Mongolia, Mozambique, Namibia, Paraguay, Peru, Sweden, Tanzania, Thailand, and Uganda. So it's a great turnout from our international dignitaries. I'm very happy to welcome especially our friends from the Colombian Congress who traveled to Washington, D.C. to be with us here this evening, as well as the parliamentary caucus co-chairs from Malawi and Mexico. So thank you so much for coming here and joining us. And now, as all the people that work for me know, I'm not on FacePage or I don't tweet or something, but I am going to put a shameless plug in. Apparently, it's very important that we increase our numbers on these social media devices to be relevant, apparently. So please, if you could tweet, Instagram, what do they else call it? Yeah, get your phones out and please join us. Normally everybody has to put their phones in. Take your phones out and please tweet and Facebook or whatever else you all do. It took me an hour and a half just to figure out how to turn my iPhone on the other day. So I now have the honor of introducing our Masters of Ceremonies for this evening. John Tanner, who was a founding member with Clay Shaw, Tom Udall, and Ed Royce of the International Conservation Caucus. So John Tanner, and who's now chairman of ICCF US, and Connie Mack, the former chairman of the Subcommittee on Western Hemispheres. He was a former House Oceans Caucus co-chair, and my comrade in arms in Latin America. He's the founding chairman of ICCF Colombia. So thank you so much and enjoy the evening. John and Connie.